Welcome to the yoga class. It's freezing cold in my room. I just forgot to check the thermostat if we put the heating on this morning at all or not, but we won't be cold for long because we're going to get moving. Today's session is balance and focus. And a while ago, I had a class which was focusing on stability. Now, always mention the difference between balance and stability. Balance when we're holding asanas or positions, and stability is when we are in a balanced position and we're actually moving. Now, today, I put balance and focus. So in a balanced position, we won't be moving, but we're holding it and we're focusing on that position to really hold everything in a certain alignment to get our very stable in that balance. Of course, this is your practice. The next hour is your self-care. So you tailor this program or these asanas to your needs, which means rest when you need to, or get a chair or wall or something around. Do not, to help you with balancing, do not get frustrated. You try to enjoy feeling how strong you are and how focused you are. Take the most, or do what you can, and you can get the most out of this practice. Let's begin facing the short side of our mat. And then probably extend your legs to get more comfortable and being able to sit up nice and tall. That's an unusual way to start a yoga practice, but I want you to already get into a position where you have to focus on alignment with a little bit more effort than just laying down in your shavasana or child pose or sitting in your ease pose. Sitting up tall, balance and focus. Long breath in as you're resting your arms down by your side, legs straight in front of you. And bring your focus on the alignment as you're slowing down your breath. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And check if your head is over your heart is over your pelvic. Let the energy flow freely along the spine. Let the chest expand as you're inhaling. And as you exhale, do not collapse. Keep the spine nice and tall. And maybe gently push onto the mat with your hands. Inhale. Exhale, grow the spine taller. 2 more cycles of breath. And then as you keep the breath flowing, we're going to focus on the lower body, on the legs. Breathe in. And as you exhale, flex your feet, push away with your heels. Legs are fully extended. Inhale, relax. Exhale, flex away. Inhale, relax. 2 more. Long legs, long spine in an L, sitting in this L shape. 1 more time. And then as you relax, bend your knees and bring your hands right under the knees. Lengthen, inhale. And as you exhale, round your back, cat and cow. Breathing in, coming all along the spine, tilting your head. And exhale, round. Full arm extension. Nice letter C shape of the curve of your spine. Breathe in, chest forward, tilt your head. Give me 2 more. Exhale. And then slowly coming forward. Inhale. Then as you exhale, build up the spine. Sitting on the sit bone, move towards the front of your mat. So you have quite a long space behind you. And then activate your powerhouse. And we're going to lift 1 leg at a time. Hold underneath the knee. Feel the strong core holding the V shape between the thighs and your torso. Don't arch now. Keep your back straight. Breathe in, breathe out, looking straight ahead, and then lower down. And switch the leg. Other leg comes up. The V shape is nice and clear. And you feel the weight on your sit bones. Your shin is parallel to the floor. And even though your hands are under the knees, you're not holding the weight with your arms. You're holding your leg with your core. Bring your legs down. You might keep going single leg. You might be able to bring your both legs up. So coming into your half boat. Your hands can be on the floor if you feel this is too much for you. So if you are too tired this morning, or you are recovering from an illness and you're just getting back into the practice, or whatever reason it is, make it easier by either doing single legs or placing the hands down. Did you realize that it's already a balancing asana? Yes, it is. And your stability points are your sit bones here. And you're working on your core strength. Now, if you need to rest, bring down those legs. And then the next move, you're going to bring straight legs up. And if you don't need the rest, then all you need to do is actually just extend the legs. So now the V shape is from your toes down to the hip bone, and from there up to your shoulder. Again, if you need the hands behind, that's okay. If you need to still keep those knees bent, that's okay too. And you're still balancing on the sit bone, and maybe with the straight leg more on the muscles as well, as you needed to roll back a little bit more. Now, if you need to rest, bring your legs down. And when you come up again, try to bring the legs up without the arms. And if you can just keep holding the asana and just let go of the legs, that's great. And if you need to bend the knees and then stay here, we're starting with a strong boat here, right at the beginning of our practice, then that's okay. And then if this is it for you, or even on your forearms, or bent knee, or one leg, tailor it to your needs. Whatever you can do. Balancing on the sit bones or using your arms for more support, that's fine. Breathe in, breathe out. 2 more cycles of breath. And you're going to slowly bring down the feet. I'm going to roll back, vertebrae by vertebrae, and then relax the core as we give ourselves a nice long stretch here. Inhale, exhale. Reach overhead with the arms, legs down. And then pull your knees up towards your chest. Hug and then rock side to side, massaging your lower back. And then we're going to rock ourselves back, roll ourselves back. And you're going to keep rolling and balancing. Easier if, again, hands goes back under the knee. You lengthen the spine and you just roll back like a ball. And then when you come up, you try and only point your toes onto the floor and then hold your balance on your sit bones. More difficult if you start here with your half boat and your arm support. And you're going to roll back. And then you arrive here in that half boat where you're balancing. Your choice to decide what to do, where to go. And I'll give you time to practice 5 rows. Always inhale as you go back. And then exhale as you come forward. Active core. And if you reach towards the ankle, that's even more challenging. Take your time. Work on that balance, which is actually relies on your core strength. And then when you've done your fifth one, see which is the strongest boat that you can give me. And hold it for 3 cycles of breath. Inhale and exhale. Fantastic. So you're gonna bring your legs down. You either cross and roll over or find any other position where you can arrive onto your hands and knees. Let's just relax the lower back. As you place your hands under the shoulders and the knees under the hip, we're gonna do hip circles here. Good massage for the low back as you're rolling the hip around. And then go the other way. Amazing. Give me an arch in your cat. And then slowly push back into your child pose. Long inhale and exhale. And after our core strength block, now we're gonna work on the arms. So we're gonna start in our downward dog. Come and place your hands back under the shoulder, knees under the hip, and then just give yourself time to come up into your downward dog. Go the way that feels good. Again, it could be your hip dips, it could be your straight leg, pedaling, whatever. Be playful, enjoy after the boat to lengthen the spine. We curved after all those rollings. Now we lengthen. And then when you arrive, just stay here. Now, those of you who finding downward dog difficult, when we're going to balance on one hand, we're going to balance on our tiptoes, etc., you can do the balancing moves on your hands and knees. Okay, so get more stable. I'm going to make you lift your arms. You might want to open your feet wide as your mat. But if you feel the courage and you know that you'll be okay by keeping the feet hip-width apart, stay. Your choice. I'm going to let you bring one arm up and then circle it behind the back and place your hands on your lower back. And if you are working on your hands and knees, same thing, reach up that arm, lengthen, and then go and pull it back, hands onto your lower back. Nice. Balancing on one hand and 2 feet. See if you can lift up onto your tippy toes and holding more weight on your hands now. One breath and another as we holding. And then we slowly lowering down the heels. And we slowly bringing back the hand, giving yourself a long stretch, move into your proper downward dog. If you need to rest, you go into your child pose. Take maybe 1-2 cycles of breath. If you can keep going, lift the other arm up, circle it behind, placing the hand onto your lower back. Open the shoulder, pull back the elbow, hold, and then see if you can lift up onto your tippy toes, holding it for 2 cycles of breath. Lots of load in the shoulder on that one arm. So again, maybe you're not even lifting your heel, maybe you're in your hands and knees. And then slowly bring your heels down, bring your hand behind, bring your hand from the behind to the front, lengthen and give me that proper downward dog, and then we're gonna rest. Bring your knees down and then stretch, sitting back in your child pose. Relax your arms. Amazing. We lifted one arm. Now we're going to lift one leg up. Coming back onto your hands and knees. You can stay on your knees as you're going to have one straight leg lift in the back, or come and challenge yourself. Downward dog. And then go ahead, lift one leg up. Maybe you can bend and open the hip, play here with a little bit of hip opening. Maybe you can keep that leg straight and extend.
And you might stay here and you might square the hip to be able to lift the opposite arm or just come onto your fingertips. That's another idea here. Lifting the base of your hands up instead of the whole arm. That's more secure. And then placing the hand down, giving yourself a nice little stretch with that leg. Then flex the foot as you bring it down. Exactly the same thing on the other side. One leg lift. Bring it up nice and high. You can play and open the hip by bending the knee. Stay there or extend the leg, but definitely square the hip if you're going to try and bring the other arm up, or just bring the base of your hands up and stay on your fingertips. Breathe in, breathe out. Then hand goes back down. Flex the foot, leg comes down, bend your knees, rest in your child pose, and then go ahead and bring your arms behind. As I mentioned, everything can be done, could be done on your hands and knees. Always modify if you need to. Interlace your fingers behind and go ahead and lift your arms up. Going back into your downward dog. And we're going to start moving from there. This is where we finished. One leg lift. So three-legged downward dog. This time I want you to bring your feet together before you lift the leg up. And then a little bit of core and arm as you bring your knee underneath the chest. And then hold it here. Fantastic. Now, from here, holding the knee, moving your hands under the shoulders and a little bit closer. You're going to rotate into your side plank. If you can, keep your knee up. If you need to, bring your legs straight. And here you are in your side plank. So the knee can be still bent and you can still be holding, or the knee can be extended and holding your side plank, or you bring your knee down. Okay, so that's another version, especially if you were on your hands and knees. This is where you are. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. And then you're going to come back straight into your plank with that knee under, or pull it under if you had that straight leg. The knee inhale back into your three-legged downward dog. And exhale, bring it down. Bend your knees, push back into your child pose. Catch your breath. Inhale, exhale. Fantastic. We're gonna go take that to the other side. So hands under the shoulder. Bring your feet together. Before you lift and hold, inhale. So you're gonna pull underneath. Inhale, exhale. Arm balance as you're moving your hands more closer towards the shoulder, because you're gonna rotate into a side plank. So either keep your knee up and open, or place it together, or bend the other knee. So your decision is here to make, where to go, which asana or pose to hold. Strong arms, either on one knee or one edge of the foot, other knee bent. That's even more challenging. Inhale, exhale. Then rotate back into your plank, bringing the knee underneath, even if it was straight. Lifting it back up. And then lowering down into your child pose. Excellent. Catch your breath here. Inhale, exhale. Arms were working hard. Core has been working hard. Now it is time to move into our standing asanas, where we're going to focus on our legs. So we start in our downward dog again to be able to step forward. So come and Make your hands adjustment, knee adjustments before you lift. Then lift up one side. Start with your foot that is the stronger. Okay, so that leg steps forward, the foot steps forward, because that's the one that you will need the load that we're going to work balancing with. And from your low lunge, you're going to arrive in our high lunge, slowly lifting the torso up. Make the adjustments, tilt your pelvic, lengthen the spine, and then bring your arms to the side, because that's going to be easier if your arms are helping you balancing. Again, go close to a chair or go to a wall to be able to hold on to. Now, look at your point. Fix that gaze as you're going to lift the front heel. Coming onto your tippy toe. There you are. Now, heel lift as high as you can. And now you are balancing on both tiptoes. Reach with the fingertips. Inhale, exhale. Fantastic. See if you can lower yourself down a little bit and lift the heel up higher. Amazing. Breathe. Then we're going to press the heel down. You're going to come up into your high lunge. And we're going to sit back and stretch that calf by extending the front leg and reaching down towards the toes. One more cycle of breath. Hold, keep your back straight. And you're going to roll that foot down and arrive in your warrior one. Watch the back foot, right? You need that 45-degree. Inhale the arms overhead, maybe step back further so you can lower yourself down. Arms reaching overhead, find your gaze, fix it at a point. Then lift that heel up, arriving in your high lunge, sorry, but lower yourself down. And then reach behind towards your thigh and come into your gentle back bend. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you lift your gaze up towards the ceiling, again, this is with your gentle back bend. It's another balance here. One more cycle. Then slowly come, rotate the back foot, arrive in your warrior two. Adjust your feet. You're not staying long in that warrior two. You're going to go forward and into our side angle. Little rest before our next balance, which is going to be our half moon. So see if you can lower yourself down. Maybe use a yoga block. I'm going to turn around. I need my right foot forward because that's my stronger leg. So if you need a yoga block to place it over here in your side bend, of course you do. And then you're going to reach up towards the ceiling, but you look down because you're going to start shifting the weight forward, shift, shift, shift. And if you need to move that block, come and bring your hand right in front of the foot, hands under the shoulder as you lift into your half moon. And maybe this is it for you. And you're not going further than that. Maybe you just hold right here on your one-legged position. Maybe you can go all the way. And then as you look down and you are very stable and focused and balanced, you can slowly start rotating your head. Take your time. Go very slowly to be able to look up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, breathe out. One more cycle of breath. And you're going to bend the front knee. Place down the foot. Arrive back into your side angle. And then circle your arm. Low lunge.
Rest here as you lengthen your spine. And then step back into your plank. Move into your downward dog. Stretch your back. Relax your head. Fantastic. Exactly the same thing on the other side. So if you followed my instructions and you worked on your stronger leg, now this is going to be a real challenge. Oops. Lifting the leg up and stepping forward. A real challenge working on your less controlled side, right? Because if your right side is the stronger side, you can control that more as well. Especially if you're right-handed, your right side is the dominant. Now working on the other side, slowly lift yourself up into your high lunge. Bring your arms to the side. Fix your gaze. Our first few moves, we worked on that heel lift. So as you are balanced now, work that lift. Bring up your heel. See if you can lower yourself down while you're holding yourself up on your tippy toes. Heart calf work here. Breathe in, breathe out. Head over heart, heart over pelvic. That's still the rule number one here. One more cycle of breath. And then as you lower the heel down, you're going to sit back and get that stretch. Pull your toes up. Flex the foot, press the heel down. Really enjoy that stretch. That is not only in the calf, but in your hamstring. But the calf is the one that we're focusing on now because that's the part that we really worked hard with. Then you're going to roll the foot down and then lift yourself up as you arrive in your warrior one, bending this knee. And then probably you can step back, but keeping that 45-degree angle with the back foot. And then inhaling the arms overhead. Lower yourself down so you can have that strength in the legs. Breathe in, breathe out. Then lifting into your high lunge, keeping your arms up. The whole body weight going downward. Your tailbone is facing down the mat. And then you're going to relax the arm, reaching on the back of the thigh. And you either stay or you add a gentle back bend. Relax your shoulder, look up, extend the arm by the ear. And maybe you're not back bending at all. Maybe you're keeping yourself straight up. Breathe in, breathe out. One more cycle of breath. Then as you come into the center, you rotate the foot, making your way into your warrior two. And we're not staying here longer because we're moving into our side angle. Hand, elbow down onto the knee or hand down all the way to the floor. I'm going to turn around so you see me what's coming. You might already have your yoga block here. You might not. You might be able to go to the floor. Give yourself that long stretch and then prepare for your half moon, meaning that you're going to step closer a little bit, look down, place your block under the shoulder as you start lifting up the back leg. Flex the foot. Try to bring the heel up to your hip level. Look down and really find balance. And then when you arrived, take your time to slowly lift your gaze away from the mat and then rotate your head and look up towards the ceiling. And maybe you're not even down at the floor. And maybe this is it for you, like more like a star shape. So whatever it is, maybe you're not using the yoga block or the yoga block is flat, or maybe you can bring your hands down.
So there are so many different levels here that we can work with. One more breath in your half moon. Then you're gonna bend the knee, lower yourself down as you rotate your torso and hands, step back into your plank, and instead of moving up into your downward dog, you're gonna bend the knees and move back into child pose. Excellent. Feel the sensation in the legs now. Strong glutes lifting that leg up, strong quads holding you, and calves when we were doing our heel lifts. We still have one round in our standing asanas. And that will include a little bit of hip stretch. As you're gonna make it into our eagle, and then wind relieving pose and hip openings by moving the knee in different directions. So we're gonna start in our downward dog again. Coming up onto your hands and knees, and then move into your down dog. Bringing one leg up, again, start with your stronger side, and that foot steps forward. And don't go anywhere yet. Stay in your low lunge. We start in our warrior 3. So in your warrior 3, spring and swipe your arms down by your side, loading that front leg. Then slowly start bringing the back leg up. Need to move back, I believe. And maybe this is it for you. You're lifting your torso up, and then your one-legged standing up position is right here. Maybe you can stay low with your shoulders up at hip level, and you can bring your leg up at hip level too. Heel pushing away, foot flexed, look down at the mat, gazing fixed. Reach behind with your arms, or even more challenge by slowly moving the arms overhead. Teeny tiny movement in on your right, absolutely normal. Breathe in, breathe out. And then slowly coming up, pulling the back knee forward up to your chest. Lengthen the spine as you hug the knee nice and close. And then keeping the same hand, corresponding hand on top of the knee, other one can come onto your hip. Open the knee to the side. I'm gonna turn forward so you see me what I'm doing, but you keep yourself facing the short side. And then you just open, point your toe to the knee, or let the lower leg go loose and open wider. It's totally up to you. Now this is more limited if you keep your toes in, and this one is much more range, much bigger range of motion. Then we're gonna slowly bring the knee back, and we're gonna switch hand. So now the opposite hand is on top, and we're gonna gently move the knee across. You're still gazing at your point. And when you're very stable, you might want to rotate your head and look the opposite way. Breathe in, breathe out. Fantastic. Then slowly bring down the leg across. Point your toe. Catch your breath here. One more load on this stability leg as you're making it all the way into your eagle. Those of you who are not so flexible, you might want to stay right here and keep your pointing toes on the floor. And those of you who can, you bend the knee deeper, lift, and you tuck behind. Okay, so either advance forward or stay where you've been. And when you arrive, bring your arms. Then go for it. And grab elbow touching, grab thumb or the palms.
Anytime you fall out, just get back, working on either or both arms and legs, upper back, thoracic spine, hip, and of course, balance and strength. Then we uncrossing the arms. Then we uncrossing the legs and arriving in our Tadasana. And then we slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Planting the hand, stepping back, plank, and then pushing it up into your downward dog. Fantastic. Long stretch for the legs, press your heel down. Maybe you want to move your hips side to side, get that extra side stretch. Maybe you want to stay still. And then you're ready to load the other side. So take a long inhale as you lift the leg and then pull underneath, step forward. Stay in your low lunge. I need to move back for my warrior 3. So warrior 3, then the knee movements, and then finishing with our eagle. Bring your arms behind you. And then either come, stand up all the way and lift slightly, or stay low and extending the leg, lifting up, staying forward with your shoulder into your warrior 3. Gazing down, squaring the hip and shoulders. And if you want that extra challenge, move your arms overhead or behind or on your hip. So again, the arm is adding extra to that balancing position. Little leg moves. I know. Wobble. Breathe. And then as you're slowly lifting up, pull the knee forward. And when you arrive, hug. Look at your point that you're going to gaze at all along while we're working with the knee movements. I'm going to face you so you see what I'm doing, or you can just stay where you are. Slowly, corresponding hand on top, other hand on the hip as you move the knee to the side. Again, if you point the toe towards the knee, there is a little bit of limitation in the hip. And if you get the foot and the shin loose, then you can open wider. Then slowly bring it back to the center, switch the hand, and then move the knee across without swinging the hip too much. And when you arrived, slowly rotate your head the opposite way. So you're completing that spine twist. Breathe in, breathe out. And then slowly relax. Cross down. Maybe you put your whole weight on it and then get a little bit of hip movement here. Maybe you don't need that. Maybe you just arrived here pointing and you're already ready to go into your eagle. And if you do tuck, then you need to bend as you lift and then tuck behind. And then bring your arms to the side. And then you're going to bring your arms across, elbows touching, palms together, thumbs touch, whatever it is for you, work on that stretch. And if you're not balancing just on your tippy toes, then you can actually focus more on that arm stretch and thoracic spine stretch. And if you are balancing and then stretching your hip and arms, now that is a challenge. Breathe in, breathe out. One more cycle of breath. Then we extend the arms and then we uncross and arriving in our Tadasana. Breathe in, breathe out. And we're going to slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Planting the hands. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, take your step back. Arrive for your last downward dog, where you give yourself a great stretch for everything.
Breathe in, breathe out. And then you're going to come into your plank. Either keep your knees up or bend them on the floor as you give me chaturanga. And then come into your swings or cobra. At the beginning, we worked on our core strength. And then we also worked the psoas. So if you're comfortable in your up dog, then come and curl your toes or stay flat on your foot, but lift your hip up and make it into your up dog to get that hip flexor stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. And then from your tummy, give yourself a push back and arrive in your child pose. Settling here and relaxing everything. Scanning through the body. Noticing if there's any tension or any sensation after these strong balancing movements. Two more breaths. And then slowly coming up and then make yourself comfortable in your Shavasana. Now, before you settle, you might want to add any extra stretches. If you feel like tension built up in your lower back, you might want single knee pulls. Or if you need, like your spine needs a stretch because you haven't done any twisting today, to be honest with you, except those knees here at the end, but that's not really a stretch for the whole spine. It's more like the hips. So if you need, oh, I just cracked my back, anything here, your windshield wipers or both knees to chest, just take your time and then do your little stretches. And if you don't need anything and you're already here in your Shavasana, just make yourself comfortable. Settling down and closing your eyes. And even if you added those stretches, slow down and arrive in stillness. Breathing in, breathing out. Exhaling, letting go. Deepening the inhale and then lengthening the exhalation. Namaste.